hi Lena. Hi. Oh no, I was moving under the camera, but it's not visible right now. I'm boasting. I'm showcasing our last pie of the holiday. Hi Malvina. Hi Fairy Dust. Qu'est-ce que c'est? See, it's a pie. It's a frangipane pie. So basically, it's like a bit like marzipan in there. Hi Dominic. Hi Alex. Hi guys. It's our last pie of the holidays because I mean, I know I can't stay healthy and eat pies like that often, so I decided that we will try and only eat our next pie for a special holiday, like a birthday or something. But since the holidays are officially over, like by next Monday, because Mr. E starts working again, so that's our last pie, and it's pears and strawberries on there. Strawberries always look so ugly when they're cooked. They become all flubby and gray. Marzipan? We just use chocolate down here in Texas. It's basically, it's frangipane actually. And it's sort of an almond cream that you make from butter, sugar, and almond flour. So marzipan is mostly like almond and sugar, and frangipane has a shit ton of butter in there too. Hey Kevin! Wait, are we cooking? No, we're not, but I'm showcasing my pie. Hey April, hi! Oh, frangipane. Yeah, you got it. In French it has an extra E at the end, but that's basically it. I don't know how to spell it, but I know what you're talking about. Hey! If you've had almond croissant, that's kind of what they put in there. Hey, Okuni, hi. It's you. Hey, Sally, hi. I think it's Alex who posted on the Discord sort of a meme that said I had the trial of 2021 and I want a refund on my subscription. First 7 days of trial and I don't like it. And I was like, yeah, that's on point. Okay, a couple of minutes and then I'm gonna switch back to camera view. Oh, my mic is super far away. Come here. Come here. Okay. Hey, Susan. Hi. I want to try making like frangipane but with coconut and see if that's what they use when they make coconut buns, because coconut buns are amazing. Good news, there's someone joining my family. Ooh! Ooh, who it is? Who it is? Who is it? I can speak. Hey, Phoebe, hi. Someone joining your fam. Honestly, there's still remnants of 2020 subscriptions still going on in 2021. You know, it's like when you have those art supplies subscription box, and the next one come around and you haven't even touched the stuff from the last one. That's kind of the feeling. I ordered live snail eggs. Ooh, you have to talk to Genthulu about that on the Discord. Is it a snail for like an aquarium, or is it snails for the garden? Maybe we'll have to refresh the calendar. Ugh. Hey, Trisha Cat, hi. Okay, let's switch back to the camera. That's enough pie. Bye, 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 bye. Garden snails, ooh. Have their names ready and all. Aww. It's not so the forbidden purple tear and oh no. Hey Carolyn, hey Amisha. My stomach has a lot of things to say. Speaking of joining fam, guys, my sister had her twins. Woo! Congrats! 2 boys. Did you know it was gonna be boys? I got a picture today saying we survived the first night home. They're big brother. Oh my gosh, they already had a kid. So that's like 3 kids. You can, but they're mainly bought live for cooking. Oh no! I hope are you gonna cook them, Kevin? Did anyone hear about the mob in DC? Well, I think it's more like, did anyone not hear about the mob in DC? It did the rounds. Like even some pretty remote places had it on their front page. I drank peanut butter. Oops. Drank. That sounds weird, but okay. Nope, gender surprises. Oh, wow. They knew they were not identical, so... Yes, now she has her husband, 3 sons, male dog, 2 male cats. Oh, no! So it's 2 boys, but not identical. That's interesting. I'm reheating mediocre pizza for dinner. Oh, cold pizza is delicious, though. I always had a hard time... warming up pizza so that it's good. It's always like ice cold in the middle and burning on the sides. So at some point I would just went like, ugh, let's eat it cold. I think it was a result of school too, because whenever you're in school, the lunch period, there's only a certain amount of microwaves. And you only have a limited amount of time to eat. So sometimes when there's a queue that's too long for the microwave, you just end up eating my stuff cold. Oof, I'm digesting. Sorry. Time to get a female dog. Oof. How about a cat? More cats, more cats. I like cold pizza, but I have to add extra salt. Huh, really? No, I'm not eating them. The eggs should hatch 2 weeks to a month. Ooh! Their names are Are you really naming it Da Vinci? I saw that meme not long ago because I'm old and I don't follow up on that stuff. And I was like, oh, oof. Dula Peep, Jar Jar, Starfish, and Jeske. What's the? Okay, I'm old. So what's the play on words there? I know the Da Vinci one, and it hurts every time I have to say that. Oh wow, okay, you really got a fancy technique for pizza. For the pizza, turn down the intensity to 60% and put a damp paper towel over it suspended on toothpicks, like humidity tent. Hey Jill, hi. Yeah, I don't even have a microwave, so cold pizza team here. It's delicious. But I mean, we don't ever have leftover pizza because we make our pizza ourselves, and well, we make just what we need. Hey Patricia! Jar Jar Starfish is taking the Mickey out of Pink Slenderman. Yeah, but it's also Jar Jar Binks, right? Cold pizza is best breakfast. Ooh, cold Hawaiian pizza. A cold Hawaiian pizza is delicious. Room temp pajama? I mean, room temp is also very good, but yeah. Da Vinci, I think the meme is like there's a duo of internet influencers. I don't want to say celebrities because that's kind of weird, but they're guys, they're twins, and they were answering questions or reading stuff, and they read Da Vinci as Da Vinci. And every artist out there cried a bit. It's like, I mean, these guys are probably rolling in money and they don't even know how to say Da Vinci. The Dolan twins, yeah, that could be it. Hey, Stephen, hi. It's Da Vinci. Yeah, but I mean, the most common way of saying it in English, I think, is Da Vinci. It's a bit like having goethite and it's pronounced girthite. How are we supposed to know? Ah! Like in French, we say Da Vinci. It's literally how you read those letters in French. Like, I wouldn't fault anyone for not knowing how to say, hold on, I'm trying to think of another artist name that might be a bit weird. It's kind of weird because none of them are weird for us, but, you know, like, someone less possibly known, but Da Vinci is kind of, that's kind of a really common one, you know, like everybody's seen the Mona Lisa. Wait, am I confusing stuff? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I have doubts of everything. Who painted the Mona Lisa, guys? We got a new baby cradle for my brother's incoming babe, and the cats all sit in it and fight in it now. Oh no. remember learning how to pronounce Goeth. No, I say Goethite without adding the in the middle. But I'm from Boston, so that letter is left out most places. Most people I know pronounce it without the R. Goethite. Hey! Dan! Hi! Lol, F trying to pronounce it. Ha ha ha! Did anyone get new types of paints over the holiday that they like? That's a good question. Oof. It's like Pyrrole. Like we always hear Pyrrole red, Pyrrole orange, but it's supposed to be Pyrrole. I remember it being pronounced Kurta. But I've also heard it pronounced Gautier. What the author? The Goeth one? Gautier is weird. That's very Jean-Paul Gaultier. This is the first time in 3 years that I got presents that did not include art supplies. Ooh! Yeah, the Goeth. Geth. That guy. Dude. The dude with the weird name. I'm rushing 2 weeks of homework into tonight and tomorrow. Ooh, oof. Kevin, yeep. Good luck. Where's my big pencil? Where are you? Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry about that. Whew. Does anyone here use Posca pen? Do you know any good dupes? Patricia says, I did. They arrived in yesterday's mail. A set of M. Graham basic colors and set of landscape color. Gouache. Ooh. I'm legit gonna push for a white elephant Christmas for my family. What is that? I got a Van Gogh pocket box. It's rotten. Ooh. Artisa is a sad clown show, so be careful. That's the gag gift thing. Actually, change of plans. Oops. I'm gonna work on Patreon paintings. Around where I live, a white elephant gift is one that the giver already owned and is often something rather odd, like a bottle shaped like a fish. Oh, I see. I would, if I had to choose a type of gift exchange, I would probably go for like edible gifts. Not edibles, but anything that can be eaten, like, oh, a box of cookies, fancy spreads and confit and whatnot. Like stuff that once you're done with it, it's not just gonna take more space. Fanny pack with that metallic sheen. Oh yeah. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. White elephant gifts can be terrific. I got a handful of Japanese woodcut plastic document holders this past year. Ooh. I got that Schmincke special set of 9 full pans I was looking for from eBay over a month ago, and it still hasn't come. Where is it coming from? Because if it's coming from overseas, I'm not surprised. That's a really fair delay, considering the pandemic and the holiday season. Oh, Singapore, yeah. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I mean, it's annoying that it's not there yet, but that's a really reasonable delay. I wouldn't worry about it yet. Hey, Lindsay, hi! Nothing to revolt over. I legit just bought the huge roll of extra heavyweight bee paper. For watercolor? The US mail system looks to be a bit confusing. The one we have here is fair. I mean, I like Canada Post. I think they do a fine job. Yeah, watercolor. I checked and it was like £160. Oh, not bad. Not bad, not bad. Our mail was working until about 6 months ago, then yeah. The US mail system has been routing packages onto routes that are still moving in order to clog up less. That makes a lot of sense. It's just weird to follow the like parcels, they travel a lot these days. My dad works for the post office as a carrier, and I can only say Mondays are his heavy days. Lots of stuff to deliver since Sundays are off days. Huh. Do they work on Saturdays? I mean, usually the post is sort of off on Saturday and Sunday, except during the holidays, where they will deliver on Sundays for a bit. Yeah, there was a really inefficient bit where they dismantled a lot of post offices and mailboxes and whatnot before the election. And it's such a... First of all, it's so transparently wrong, but it's also so short-sighted. You never know how important the post office is until it's gone. Yes, but I mean, with a bit of insight, you can figure it out before removing it, you know? Like, they were really trying to mess things up, and they did really something really dumb, and now it's problematic to deal with the leftovers of that. I've mostly lived in rural places and never took the post office for granted. I must have missed you saying what you're working. Oh, it's the Patreon original paintings. I got a bit late on them. I don't know why. November, December are always kind of difficult month. Like, productivity. Like, I feel like I'm just as busy, but I struggle to accomplish the things I were able to do in the previous months. And in this case, it's my very patient and poor patrons who had to deal with that. But I'm working on it. I sent out a batch. I got the next batch ready. I just gotta scan them before I mail them out. And show them to you guys. They're done. They are done. Over here. So these are the ones that I'm gonna mail this week. I tried to add a bit of shimmer. Oh, not that one. It's not related. I tried to add a bit of shimmer onto them because I think it's fun. And yeah. Broken limb. Yeah. Yeah, it's a cat. It's a cat in winter gear. Like epic winter gear. The more up to no good or unimpressed they seem, the more I love them. Thank you. I kinda enjoy doing the unimpressed look because it's so very cat-like. Is that drawing me? Is that drawing me waiting for the mail? Side eye. It's just so weird to draw the cats like looking straight at us. I don't know why, but I really find that unsettling. Hey, Otto! So happy to see you. Glad you could make it. Meeting a cat's gaze straight on can be unsettling. Very fair point. The class tried to put us into group work, So I noped out of the... Ooh! Yeah. Oh, dang. I still have nightmares about group work. Oh, who thought of that? The only thing I feel is worse than group work in that setting is like group classes like yoga or any kind of freaking activity that you have to be with other people. Well, they were gonna put us into groups and we were all going to have to introduce ourselves, yada yada. Ugh. A blogger I follow has a pic of his cats where the cat has one red eye. It looks like a laser pointer. Oh no. Is that a cat with blue eyes originally? Hey, Paulo, hi! Group work is so inefficient. Oh, Paulo, you missed the picture of my pie. Hold on. Ta-da! Just quickly, because I know Paulo is really into food. It's the last pie of the holidays. Cue sadness. Our next pie should be in like 4 months. 3-4 months, something like that. I did draw it really fast, right? It's this variant was pears and strawberries. You must have seen it on Discord, Paulo. I don't have a good recipe for apple crumble. That's something I really need to figure out because it's really, really easy to get cooking apples around here. And I usually just make applesauce with them, but The pear was easy to tell. Yeah, but it could have been like an apple or something. First one we did was with the apples because we didn't have any pears. We have a very good crumble recipe. When I find it again, I will post. Oh, awesome! I don't use cooking apples. Is there anything where we don't get brambly apples? Well, I don't know if there's a specific kind of cooking apple, but to me, every apple that is not crunchy and juicy is a cooking apple. Oh my gosh, is there anything more disappointing than biting into an apple and it's mushy? Oh no, red delicious apples are gross. Their window of time where they're actually good is super limited, so they're really often used for cooking. You like the mushy apple, really? I think you're the first person I see who likes the mushy apples. Red delicious are weird. They're really mushy and kind of sweet inside, and the skin becomes so thick, so leathery. I had like a lot of apples that people don't eat, so I made crumble. Yeah, I usually make applesauce with that. Applesauce is like the easiest thing to do. I don't like to add sugar in it, so it's basically just apples. I've had some pretty terrible Royal Gala apples, though. I've never heard of the Bus Cup ones. Usually buy, here I think it's called Red Prince. I don't know what's the magic, but they're apples that stay really crunchy throughout the winter. But they don't have it at our current grocery store, so meh. I learned supermarket fruits are coated with a layer of protective wax. Yeah, definitely. You can sort of feel it. Oh, poor kitty, Trisha Cat. Hey Val, hey. Apple is my favorite fruit. It's not boring, it's just you must never run out of your favorite fruit. Is all. Because apples are like either in season or really easy to get out of season. I always thought the wax was its own. Oh, really? Huh. Did you ever go apple picking? Buscup look ugly, but are a little sweet and sour and very nice. I've never heard of those. I've seen pink ladies. Honey crisps can be good, but sometimes they come up with like humongous honey crisps. They're like big like a freaking pomelo. And they're not the best. And they're huge. I mean, what? We have apple trees in our gardens. So many cooking apples. Ooh! Red Delicious are only good for apple bacon salad. Bacon. Granny Smiths were my favorite for many, many years too, but it's kind of tricky to get a good Granny Smith. I learned of a phenomenon called ghost apples when ice takes the form of an apple while on a tree. Ooh. I think that's what they use apples that have been frozen over to make what's it called, apple ice wine, I think. So that would be ice cider, right? Yeah. They also make ice wine with frozen grapes. I totally get it, Fairy Dust. I'm also very picky, so it's a bit tricky to buy fruits online. I mostly just end up buying bananas and apples. And if the bananas are good, then I'm happy. Sometimes they're like absolutely neon green and they're never gonna ripen. And if the apples are gross, I can always cook them. But for everything else, like stuff that there's not a plan B, it's a bit tricky. Hey, thank you so much, Lindsay. I'll check that out later. We had a ruby charm apple tree when we lived in Vermont. They were firm and not too sweet, and only good for a day or so after you picked them. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure that any apple that is freshly picked is pretty good. But that's not exactly what happens. Sorry, ghost apples. You probably have ghost pears as well. Yeah, frozen corn and or tinned or frozen corn is pretty good. Frozen peas are great. Yeah. Ghost pineapples, eep. Don't confuse them with ghost peppers. Ooh! Frozen broccoli is very brand specific. Some brands are really gross, others are pretty good, to be honest. I like to make like soup with it, like blended soup. Since it's frozen, it's not the same texture as fresh, so just cook it with the potato, salt and pepper at the end and blend it. One of the advantages of frozen veggies is that they keep much better than fresh ones. Like frozen potatoes would be pretty useless, but frozen broccoli, peas, corn. Yeah, frozen blueberries are great too. It's much easier to find nice blueberries in the frozen aisle than in the fresh aisle. Fresh blueberries are like those really big ones, while here, at least here, we can get frozen blueberries that are the small, like, more wild blueberries. They taste much better too. Some snow down in Texas. Yee! Hey, bye Lindsay, thank you so much for stopping by, and thanks for the recipe. I'll definitely check it out after the stream. I have many old apples to sort of do something with. There are certain things like frozen pineapple is amazing because it's real pineapple, like that's fresh and ripe and chopped and frozen. Hey, thank you so much for being here, Okuni. Have a great weekend. Say hi to the Marmalade Boys for us. Snowing down in Texas. All the telephone lines are done with. Sorry. Oh, but yeah, frozen pineapple. I kind of miss it. I'll have to stock up next time. It's really handy to put on pizza. Oh yeah, last summer I bought a weird frozen fruit on a stick thing. Like ice cream but a whole piece of... Ooh! Pineapple was awesome, the watermelon was not. Oh no, how come? Though, to be honest, I tried the frozen watermelon and it's a bit trickier. I think the line of having watermelon taste like pumpkin is really like a thin line. Frozen mango is amazing. I would usually buy the really big, like, huge bags of frozen mangoes. And I kind of want frozen fruits, but it's winter. It's not the time for smoothies, guys. I only got... Ew, it got mushy. Ugh. Mango and banana make pretty good sorbet when frozen. Yeah, it's a sort of a good frozen soft serve thingy. I've had good success with frozen mango and like plain soy yogurt, I think. It made kind of a frozen yogurt thing. I'm testing out a few brushes right now and I'm surprised that I like the Jackson's ones. Why are you surprised? Their brushes are quite nice. Bananas are dangerous. I don't like them too much and I try not to get attached to them. They're this close to extinction. Really? What? Seriously? Don't take away the bananas. Yeah, there's a new banana virus, I heard. Like how we lost the last generation. Oh no. No, poor bananas. No. Oh yeah. Can you imagine if humans as a species had evolved to think ahead a bit more how different things would be and how better things would be? Sometimes I'm really disappointed. We do such stupid things. The virus has been around for ages, but it recently-ish hit South America. Cavendish. What is Cavendish? It's like avocados. Oh no! What's happening to the avocados? Yeah, banana is a really good cash crop. It's insane. Humans are the most dangerous thing on this planet. Just saying. Yeah, I agree. So true. Okay, so Otto says, the brushes. Spot number 1 so far is Escobar. Nice, autocorrect. Really nice. Escoda Versatile. And then number 2 and 3 are Jackson's, Torre, then Silverline. Worst so far is Daler Rowney Dalton, followed by Da Vinci Cosmotop Mix B. Those are weird names. I'm so sorry. Oof. And they have found good genes on pink bananas? There's such a thing as pink bananas? Weird. If it is bananas, what will Freely the Banana Girl do? All Hass avocados came from a tree, a single tree. What? Hey, thanks, guys. Cavendish bananas are the ones that were the standard banana until pretty recently. They were completely wiped out by a plague. Whoa. Oh yeah, there are so many types of bananas. We just don't get them over here, huh? Lol, just kidding, but seriously, with loose banana bread. That's unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Really? April says, when I was a kid in Florida, we had a banana tree in our yard called Ladyfinger. It was like a cross between banana and pineapple in taste. That sounds amazing. Come on, guys. Well, I've tried other varieties of avocados, and I can understand completely why the Hass avocado is that popular, because the ones I've tried were really kind of meh. It's so easy to like end up with a good Hass avocado. Is this a bad time to point out a threat to the industrial cacao? Well, I was aware of that already. But it's kind of old news-ish. Like, it's been around for a good few years. If we were to lose chocolate, I don't know what, like, that would be a riot and a half. Hey, Paulo is in here. Let's assume we lose chocolate, Paulo. Is there a way to reproduce the taste of chocolate, like, artificially? Bugger. Let's not assume we lose chocolate ever, please. I beg of you. No. Go away. Like mushrooms. Like GTFO mushrooms. GMO cacao plants. Yeah, GMOs are awesome. Why are people so stubborn about GMOs? I remember the thing with the golden rice. Was that the name? Like, they had come up with a rice that was sort of modified to have vitamin A, I think. And they wanted to make that available in countries where there was a lot of cases of blindness caused by vitamin A deficiency in kids. So they could grow this rice and get the vitamin they needed so that they wouldn't lose their eyesight. Like, how is that a bad thing? That's the big hope for the Gros Michel banana. Sorry. What a funny name. Oh my god, the golden rice situation was so stupid and tragic. Wasn't it? Seriously. It's like, hey guys, do you realize like almost every single apple you've eaten is a GMO? Dang it. I would say theoretically we could, but imagine the cost to be really high. Hold on, what are you saying, Paulo? A lot of people who hate GMOs are the annoying all-natural people which know nothing about nutrition or GMOs. They actually know nothing about GMOs, honestly. And the whole argument of, but it's not natural. Like, do you know what's natural? Do you really want to get into that? Oh, I'm so annoyed. Sweet potatoes have genes from bacteria. Oh yeah, and to what effect? I think one of the biggest issues with GMOs is the whole patenting issue. Like how farmers have to buy new very expensive seed every season. Well, my question would be, is the fact that the seeds are sterile, like you can't keep seeds, is it a thing they changed in the manipulation of the seed's gene? Because yeah, I mean it's really awful to have farmers like have sort of laws that prevent farmers from keeping seeds for the next year. Hey, thank you so much for being here, Patricia. Have a great weekend. Like GMOs to modifications that kind of just cater to the needs of a company, that's not cool. But modifications that help people actually, and that solves crises. How is that a bad thing? Makes me so angry. Yeah. Phew. I don't get the whole GMO things. It's not going to hurt you. Yeah, exactly. It's the first kind of GMOs. No, GMOs definitely have their issues, but not the ones people think. Yeah, that's it. Lotta says, I think it's more to do with how companies trap farmers with GMOs. They create GMO varieties that need the company-specific pesticide fertilizers. Also, they go suing neighboring can't say that word. Farmers where the seeds have flown in. Oh yeah, I saw that. That's really crummy. Like, that should be something you can go to jail for. But something like the golden rice, that was awesome. That was not a bad thing. Bubonic plague is natural. Cyanide also is. It's not GMOs that are bad, it's what we humans do with it. Absolutely. And the misinformation about GMOs doesn't really help. There's a car in the neighborhood that has a sticker that says, like, no to GMOs. And I'm always tempted to just take out the Sharpie and mess it up, because I'm like, no! I've seen the issues in poor countries. Produce a grain that can withstand rots, etc., and charge the local farmers exorbitant prices for them every season. Yeah, that last part is the problem. The first part is really awesome. It's such a disappointing element of being a grown-up to realize that many other grown-ups have lost this, like, side to themselves where things are awesome, and rather than just being like, this is awesome, let's go with this, they're like, oh, this is, can I make money out of this? Like, that's my main focus. And you're like, yeah, what a nice human being you are. This is why we can't have nice things. Exactly. I think part of the fear of GMOs is because of how many people were taught that genes are the blueprint for life. Therefore, if you play with the blueprint, do we really know what we are making? I think that's part of it, Amisha. Like, that makes a lot of sense, but it's such an uninformed way of seeing the whole thing in general. Because that's the whole point. When they make GMOs, they know exactly what they're doing. It's like all on purpose. Hey, Cyan! Dude, your washing machine is epic. Can you go to space with it? Like, can you just sit in there and go to space? I think I need to... Oh, I hope you feel better soon, Otto. There's so little knowledge about, like, most of science, to be honest. We've seen that last year in excruciating detail. Oh. Well, the USA is not well known for the public's devotion to science anymore, this in the 60s. Yeah. Such a bummer. Though that reminds me, I've watched a couple of videos on YouTube about various types of nuclear incidents in the past, and there were some pretty like stunning ones that happened in the 60s. Like, with our perspective today, it's absolutely baffling, but it always cracks me up that back then they were like, nah, sure. Let's have some, what was it, uranium in the science kits? That you can get your kid or something. I don't remember what it was, but... Yeah, space machine. Ruka was so confused about it, especially because when he stuck his nose to touch panel, it beeped. Which cycle did he select? people don't want to learn about science. I think a lot of people feel like science is too complex, but it's really not. Like, you just need to go step by step. I need to blow my nose, hold on. All right. Hey, let the guy handle a radioactive core with his bare hands and a screwdriver. What could possibly go wrong? Phoebe, do you know if this, what's the name of the channel? I don't remember. But there's so many instances of stuff like that, which is really sad. Because it's often in like poor villages or countries, like someone stumbles upon an old imaging machine, like a medical machine, and they're like, I'm pretty sure I can salvage the metal from this, and they start disassembling it, and they get to the radioactive part and they try to disassemble that, and that's when things get a bit messy. Honestly, with how averse half of America is to science, I don't know why Trump wanted to rush this. That's a really good question. Science has this cultural stigma of being difficult. I think kids learn that in middle school even. And once that perception is cemented, it's hard to make... It is! Well, I mean, it is difficult. You actually have to put in more work if you want to learn science than, say, if you do like arts or theater. And it's not as rewarding as theater could be. Like, if you invest time in learning the play, then you're the star of the show and you're like, haha, I'm cool. But if you study science and get a good grade on your exam, no one really cares. In 1929, farmers stumbled on the ruby red grapefruit, a natural mutant. Its flesh eventually faded to pink, however. Was it really bright red in the beginning? Scientists fire radiation to produce mutant of deeper color. Oh no! Oh no, mutant grapefruit. Hey, have a good lunch, Phoebe. The mutant offspring now accounts for about 75% of all grapefruit grown in Texas. You know what I miss? I miss yellow grapefruit. It's so hard to get some freaking yellow grapefruit. Honestly, I don't think STEM... What is STEM for? Subjects are necessarily more difficult. They're certainly not for me. I've always struggled much more with soft science. The one science class that I really, really loved was biology. Could always kind of make sense of it, while physics was the hardest and chemistry was, you know, kind of just average. Science, technology, engineering, maths. Oof. Yeah, at least it's always pretty, like, logical. I've said this before, but I used to really struggle in maths until I realized that it was all logic. I don't know why my kid brain didn't realize that before. But I would almost, like, not pass a class, and then I realized that, oh, like, it will always work towards something, and I don't know, that made my brain click, and then I had good grades in math. A lot of people use STEAM these days with art, because we need the arts as well. Sure, we absolutely do. Not gonna argue with that. The ruby red grapefruit when I was a kid in the 60s was the color of medium saturation of... Really? The Esquin rose, whoa! That's epically pink. That's amazing. I just find red grapefruit boring. Oh, but it is less bitter. I'm like, give me the bitter one. I like the yellow ones. They're really hard to come by. Science is fun. Science is awesome. Science is useful. I mean, it absolutely avoids having cases of the lady who thought they were putting something in the water because the water from her a water hose was creating a rainbow, and she was ranting on about how they added something to the water and now it makes rainbows. And I think that's one of the times I've facepalmed the hardest. Yeah, unless you have a garbage teacher, definitely. North Americans are all on medication, so they can't have any grapefruit. But really? What is grapefruit interacting with? I should be drawing, but I don't know what to draw, and I'm still kind of on my drawing break, so I'm like, eh. I want to finish the Patreon rewards because, like, that's really important to me. But I'm still on my drawing break. Let's find something else to do. Science has always been hard for me. It feels foreign to my brain. Words or simpler math are much more comfortable. That's perfectly fine. You should crochet live something. That would be boring to watch. Yeah, it's a Basquiat sketchbook. Well, a Basquiat. Jean-Michel Basquiat. I have two of those, actually. Well, not the same, but... Of course, I had to put a bunch of stickers on it, which is a bit... Like, I asked myself, like, do you really want to put stickers on it? And then I was like, I cannot not put stickers on it, to be honest. And this is, like, the same artwork, so... And there's, like, a bunch of Basquiat things. And I think it might have come with... I have that, too. I really like when Moleskine, they do these special edition, because there's a bit of specialness all around. Like, you have the cover, and you have the back, and then you open up the cover, and there's, like, something different in here. And I don't think there's anything too personal in there, but just gonna... And yeah, and then at the end you have something special. Sometimes you even have stickers. Not in this case, but I've had other editions that had stickers. And there's a bit of about Jean-Michel Basquiat in the wrapper. How awesome is that, honestly? Oh, I think there were stickers that came with it. I must have put them somewhere else. Because they're not in there anymore. It's always the history of Moleskine or whatnot. But yeah, fun stuff. There's a long list of drugs that interact with grapefruit. Oh, really? It's a really sad story, I agree. He's one of the club of... the club of 27? 27 club? Sad stuff. It interferes with blood pressure meds. Not sure how. It's probably a molecule thing. It's always a molecule thing. I realized that watching Chubby Emu's videos, where most of the issues he mentions, they're always like always, not always, but really often cases of like a specific molecule coming in and taking the place of another that can't be absorbed in the body, and that causes problems. So, like, seems to be the case with a lot of things. I can do a quick sketchbook tour. Hold on. Where is it? Ow. Oh, I know where it is. Ow, 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 ow. There's a substance that affects absorption. So you can end up poisoned by your meds because you end up accidentally overdosing. Really opposite effect. It really depends on the drug. So it's about it's always that molecule thingy. It's like fascinating. So I have this sketchbook. It was actually sent to me for a review, and it's a nice book. The paper is really textured, kind of unsized and textured, so it's a bit hard to use it for anything but like drawing. So I've started using it as a kind of place where I put in swatches and write notes, and I use a lot of the cuddy paper for this that I can rip off in pieces and glue in there. This I tested some Stonehenge paper, and I put the test in there, and I got others that I've did a bit of tests with the triads. So fun with like color triads. And then this one I really enjoyed. That's the one I mentioned. I don't know if you guys possibly saw that on the Discord, but I mentioned at some point that I found a triad that I really, really like, and then I realized that two of the colors in there, they're either going to be phased out or they're difficult to get now. One being this Da Vinci Manganese Blue mix that I don't know if I like actually, because of the way, like if you try to put it really dark, it's shiny too. I don't know if that's an issue with mine. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's like shiny, like there's too much gum arabic on there. So I don't know if it's mine, if I need to mix it more. And then this one is Permanent Scarlet PR 168, and this pigment is on its last leg. Like I have some hoarded up, but still. So I was trying to find substitutes. And the Sennelier, the French Vermilion from Sennelier, is similar to the Permanent Scarlet. But the thing is that you kind of need a blue that has some granulation to get the nice effects in the paints. And yeah, I think Daniel Smith's Cerulean Blue Chromium would be my choice to substitute the blue, because at least it has some granulation and it's kind of similar. That's a cool idea. I could use a notebook and glue all my little scraps of crap into it. Yeah, definitely do that. I mean, it's honestly super useful. Did I forget to glue this one? Oh, I guess I forgot to glue this one. Because it's a really nice way to sort of, it's like visual notes. It's like a visual notebook of, like, say you mix a color you like, well, you can paint a swatch of it and quickly write which colors you use to make that mix, so that you're never, if at some point you're like, oh, I remember that color that I mixed, what was it? And you can go check your your paint notes. It's be careful. Permanent Scarlet. That's the name Core gives to theirs. I think Daniel Smith calls it Anthraquinoid Scarlet, and there's another brand that has it. There's what is it? Core, Daniel Smith. There's a third company that also has the color, but it's PR 168. Apparently, it's on its last leg, which is kind of a bummer. What are statins? Is that blood pressure medicine? Why is it called statins? I will not take statins anymore. I have already lost muscle to them and I can't afford. Yeah, you come across as a really teeny tiny lady, Amisha. It had to be linked to food at some point, right? So this was like me testing out the Caran d'Ache Supra Color watercolor pencil. I never know how to use color pencils. Watercolor pencils, I mean. They're fun, but I'm like, what do you do with them after? So, some scribbles. So these scribbles were done on the paper itself. It's not ideal, but it's good for scribbling. And I still have all of that to paste swatches on. So here I tried other things. I think that's the first tries that I did on this paper to see like how it took ink, various pencils, and watercolor. They sent that to me a really long time ago, and I haven't reviewed it yet, but I'm gonna get to it as a paint scrapbook thingy. The FDA has a great webpage about grapefruit interactions. I'm 60, but the size of a 12-year-old. Aww. Statins are a drug class which treats cholesterol. Very, very bad mixed with grapefruit. Oh, interesting. I just bought an 8-pound crate of Spanish oranges. Ooh, what do you do with those? Do you just eat them, or are they for juice? I think watercolor pencils are best for underpaintings. You gotta be careful though, don't you? Because they're gonna reactivate when you paint over them. So you really gotta choose your color with your final painting in mind. To lower the cholesterol in the bloodstream. Oh. Farida says, I haven't actually looked up the etymology of statin. I just know it's easier to say than HMG-CoA reductase inhibitor. Definitely. Eat. Oh, awesome. Oranges. You're gonna be full on vitamin C. What's the European equivalent to the FDA? Well, the FDA is only for the US, so it would depend on the country, I would guess. Like, I don't think Canada has a... I don't think it's called FDA in Canada. I don't know what it's called, actually. EMA, European Medicines Agency. So you really have one for all of all of the EU except for the UK now. Not the same, I think, because food. Oh yeah, yeah. The FDA is Food and Drug Administration. I've been thinking about getting a small set of watercolor pencils to use because they would dissolve a little. Well, you can easily start with one if you have access to open stock, or you can order open stock. bio break. Be right back. Ow. Why? Alright, sorry. I ate too heavy meal and now my fingers are cold. Oh no! All your blood is gone to digestion. I hate potato wedges. Now I'm a bit more those. Ooh, potato wedges. What did you eat, Cyan? So, but I will... Sorry. Let's switch this up. Out of tea. But I have water. So I will test out these paints that I've made. You might have seen the swatches of these on Instagram. No? Oh, there it is. I was lazy and got like hamburgers and fries. Ooh! What do you do for the bread? Are you okay with bread? Okay, so this one's working name is Evergreen Dark. Oh. And they're kind of meant to be sort of granulating colors. So let's dump some water in there to precipitate granulation. Yeah, I am, but I'm not okay with tomato sauce. Oh no! Potatoes, no! But the fries! Eep. So yeah, this one is supposed to sort of granulate like blue and have some yellow undertone too. Like if you use it just regularly without a bunch of water in there, it's really green, dark green. And the other one's working name is Storm, I think. I rarely eat fast food, but this time I already had stomach aches. Oh no, Cyan. That is pretty color. It's green. I'm not surprised you like it. It's supposed to be granulating mix as well, so let's dump a bunch of water in there. When I eat properly, my digestion is better than 50 years ago. Yeah, but that's awesome. Hold on. The water is traveling. What colors are those? Those are colors that I'm working on at the moment, like handmade paints. This one was meant to be kind of a stormy gray, but I'm not entirely sure of the name because it might end up being more like a muddy color. It's kind of a brownish color. I tried to make it more of a gray, but I'll have to revisit that recipe, change a few things. Yeah, I think the green one is quite interesting. I never really know with colors because these are the same. Hold on, let me. That's the same, and that's the same. But yeah, I'm always a bit confused when I mix colors because I like all of the colors, and then so I see this brown and I'm like, ooh, that's a fun brown, but I'm like, is anybody else going to be interested in getting this brown color? Do you make your own super granulating dusky colors? I try. I want to. Though they don't necessarily have to be dusky colors. I was just playing with like I have a few bottles of these from Kama, which is pigment suspended in water. Like they call them aqua dispersion, and they can be really practical to add a touch of like a super bright color to a mix. And I have other colors. That was phthalo green, and I haven't used the phthalo green in a mix yet, but I'm experimenting with that. So that was a bit the point of these two mixes. And yeah, like the mix for the green, that worked perfectly fine. The mix for the brown was not my sort of gold, but it's kind of working as a color. Yeah, I saw the old Egyptian palette. It's so cool. There's someone who makes like a similar, like a palette based on that one. I think it's a Peg and Owl, like Peg P-E-G, and Owl is A-W-L. The top one needs to be a thing. The top one is gonna be a thing. Of the two, it's the like like if I had to give it a grade based on my expectation, it gets a 10 out of 10. So I'm gonna like set out more pans to dry and eventually have them for sale. The brown is probably gonna be a one-time thing. Like I'm probably gonna have pans of the brown only one time. I'm not gonna remake that brown after, because it's not exactly what I wanted to do. But the top one is also my fav. I love greens. There's not enough good greens. With the top two are the same. Yeah, that's the same. That's one is with an absurd amount of water, so it granulates a lot. And that's with a lot less water, so it doesn't granulate so much. I'm back with that. Those are handmade paints. My latest experiments. They were drying and now they're... These are my test pans. I wanted to swatch them out to see how it works. Because I kind of keep... Like when I make the mixes, I kind of keep all my my little swatch cards in there, but it's fun to test. Thank you guys, I'm glad you like them. Hey Veronica, hi. Yeah, I have a few, a teeny tiny amount of paints that are ready to go. They're basic colors, and these I will try to get them poured. And I'm trying to mix a third one. It kind of feels weird to have just two special colors. So I have a third one planned that I want to try, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. I think perhaps one of the issue with the brown is that the two colors I used are granulating, so they don't really separate as much. While with the green one, there's a granulating color and a non-granulating color in the mix, so they really separate better. Hey Lee! Thank you so much, Veronica! I hope the people who ordered the violet and gold set have gotten their paints, because that's been a few weeks. Welcome back, Phoebe. Be weird and put orange. I got mine, but I'm saving, hoarding them. Why? They're made to be used. Did I say hi to Lee? Hi Lee. It's gonna take forever to dry, but it's gonna be interesting. It's really fun, granulation. It's hard to find. I want to figure out the granulating yellow color. I saw that there was one in the latest release of the special granulating Schminke Jackson's colors. And I'm like, dang it. So my great question in my mind at the moment is, do I get their tube or do I mix my own? And I guess I should mix my own. I still have some Potter's Pink pigment, and I have PBR7, and I have some sort of yellow ochre. It could be cool with some Spanish gold ochre in there. Yeah. And they will be used after I finish admiring them. Aww. I gotta say, I'm glad because I finally managed to do some pans with a super nice, like, nice top. They worked well before, they just didn't have the nice, beautiful dome. No, I didn't do any orange as far as I know. I'm definitely not hoarding handmade paints. As long as you use them. The top swatch looks like crocodile scales. That's mostly the paper's fault. Like, there are two components for good granulation. You need water, a lot of water in your paint, and a paper with some texture. If you try to make the best of granulation on a hot press, it's gonna be more difficult. The only really granulating color I use is Daniel Smith's Sepia. And I really like how it looks. Might get more than granulate. The orange, I said she'll put the third color, and I said I'll put an orange. It's probably gonna be a muted blue though. Because I think the one I want to try is gonna end up being sort of a bluish color. I'm really bummed about those darn Tundra and whatever freaking special edition paints. They're expensive. Hey, thank you so much for being here, Alex. Have a great weekend. Okay, let's put that on my head so it dries now. What else to play with? If I mixed an orange, it would probably be in a set with, like, in another like release with something like a red. Like there has to be some sort of rhyme or reasons to the color. It would match to have an orange in there, but I already have a plan. That's the caddy paper. Caddy papers. It's a decent paper, but it tends to buckle a bit. I should have had those. Oh no, I did both sides. Crapo. Let's do some labeling. I don't have a fancy label maker. I have a pretty basic one, but works for me. Help, my leg is going numb from 15 pounds of cats and weighted blanket on my ankle. Oh no! Neuron! He's gotta step up and like start kneading on your leg to restore circulation. Neuron has been super possessive lately. Oh, do you know why? That's peculiar. Label maker. It's really handy. Any kind of label maker. I mean, you can always write your own labels. I do that with washi tape sometimes. But it's also handy to have this more permanent option. Instead of snuggling beside us, he'll drape himself over like, ooh. Ooh, that's gotta be like my favorite hue for a yellow. Is it? Or is it yellow ochre? The order of the colors is weird. Ah, there it is. Good old yellow ochre. Yeah, yellow ochre is much more muted and dusky, but I love it. So this is kind of the the paints I got over the holidays, I would guess. It's Hazel from the Watercolor Hoarder. She very kindly sent me the palette with the Alvaro Castanet colors. I was super excited to play with those. That is a bright ochre, yes. Well, it's a good yellow ochre. That's maybe my camera is not super like super color balanced, but it's a fair, like, that's yellow ochre. And then when I move my legs, the cat gets up and relocates back to on top of them. Aw, is he cold? Well, yeah. I was about to say, did he lose some weight? But 15-pound cats. Because it's still wet. Yeah, that could be it. Tiny kitty snores. Aww. It's gotta be burnt sienna. That's the burnt sienna light. He's only about 13, 14 pounds, but I also have a weight. Oh, what's the appeal of a weighted blanket? I love how enthusiastic you are, Jill. Really always makes me so happy. I completely am with you, like I'm right there. Being like, ooh, that's a ultramarine blue. Yes, it's one of the good ultramarine blues, the regular one from Daniel Smith, not the French one. The French one is a lot more difficult to re-wet, but this regular one is so pretty. CBC Radio is having an afternoon at the opera. Not Queen. Opera music. Ugh. No, I love it. Jeez, annoying. No. I guess I should have swatched those in another order. Oh well. Yeah. You know how you can calm down a cat by pressing down on them? Yeah, it's Squish That Cat. It's the helpful Vancouver vet who has this video where he talks about squishing that cat. Weighted blankets gently squish the anxiety out. I feel like if I had a weighted blanket, I would just be more anxious. I would feel stuck. I kind of start feeling anxious when I don't have a clear way out of something. All you gotta do is squish that cat. Yes! Squish. It's not that heavy. I have a really light blanket. So I don't know. I really don't know. If it's a single blanket, it's not that bad. But if it's like on top of multiple other blankets, so that it's easy to get stuck in them. I was watching a video about spelunking the other day, and people who want to like explore caves and all that, and it really made me realize that that's not one of my goals. Like that has literally no appeal for me. And I was like, oh, got it. Oh, that's pretty. I always wanted a heavy blanket until I hurt my arm. Oh. Now a heavy blanket pins my arm when I try to turn over and I hurt myself. Oh no, Misha! Eep. Like, I've got the heaviest kind because it's king size and shared with my husband, but I'm still not trapped in any way. There's a meme going around where people throw their weighted blanket in the air over their head and try not to fall. They get slammed into the ground without fail. Yeah, cobalt blue, love it. Whoops, Cabattle. I've gone Mayan on that poor color. Oh well. Cobattle. It's deep scarlet. Lee says it helps me fall asleep and calm down at other times. Heavy blanket felt like a... Amisha says a heavy blanket always felt a bit like being cuddled. But see, that's something that I'm not the biggest cuddler. So I don't know. That's supposed to be Viridian, right? Yeah. Like real Viridian. Which is a really beautiful color. It's supposed to be granulating too. I literally could not throw my weighted blanket anywhere. I got the second heaviest available. How do you wash them? I prefer slightly thinner blankets that breathe. Yeah, there's no throwing a 35-pound king-size quilt. Yeah. Unless you want to, like, squish someone. And if you are, like, super strong to begin with. What's this one? Pure red. Mine has a removable cotton cover. Ooh, great. I'm glad they thought about that. Fingers. Like a duvet. Yeah, but even our comforters here that we have, like the comforter itself is washable. I can wash the like cover and I can wash the blanket, the comforter separately. My blanket has a zipper down the middle so it can be washed into. Ooh, that's clever. Taking a moment to look at the Daniel Smith greens, like this, something close to it. Am I in? Nope. Okay, a bit better. This is really one of my favorite, deep sea green. Oh, it's so pretty. It's a bit more vibrant than Perlin green. Cobalt green is lovely too. They're all nice. Ah! Jeez. Hey, it's a Kaboo. Hi. That's Daniel Smith. That's the Alvaro Castañet set. Is that crunchy? What does that mean? Oh, I completely forgot the yellows. Look at those. Hansa Yellow Deep? Yeah. Hansa Yellow. Oh, that's the good stuff. Burnt Sienna Light. Oh, I don't think it's in this one. Oh, it's in the new colors. Well, it has 2 pigments. Neutral tint. When I see granulation, I just think it looks kind of crunchy. My cobalt green went funky in my swatch chart. All chunky and not great at all. Oh, really? The regular cobalt green? Because they have 2, I think. They have, there's cobalt green pale and then cobalt green. They're very different colors. My nose itches. Like, that's the pale one, and that's the green. Well, they're both green, but that's green pale, that's green. So many pretty colors. Okay, is there? Oh, there's only deep scarlet. Deep scarlet. Yeah, I didn't get either of them to cooperate. I might just get tubes. Oh, sorry. I have a dark cobalt green. Is it from Schminke? It's beautiful. The one from Schminke, I mean. You guys know how these themed sets, they're often not sort of put together by the artists, but they're put together by like the company inspired by the colors that the artist uses. So I really wonder how, like, who gets that job? Who's the person at Daniel Smith who goes like, huh, okay, so I gotta watch videos by this artist and figure out which colors they like to use, because they want me to put together a set of these colors. Can you imagine? What a terrible job that must be. Oh, score PG-26. Ooh, that sounds great. I'm going to head out. Hey, thank you so much for being here, Phoebe. Have a great afternoon and a great weekend. Stalk the hell out of random artists that get chosen. Well, they gotta get a cut of the thing, like, because they put the artist's name on it, so at some point the artist is gonna like benefit from it too. I've seen some talking about DS approaching them and them putting together the colors. Oh really? Ooh. Okay, so let's try some mixes, guys. What should I mix together? The set has like 2 warm yellows, 3 reds. Like, I don't know if Pyrrole red counts as a cool red. like 2 warm blues. I don't know why there's cobalt blue and ultramarine blue, honestly. Not a big difference between those two. And neutral tint. Well, neutral tint is neutral tint. Mix the top blue and the green. These two. Oops, that's not the proper blue. They're the same. Oh, that's a bit better. Burnt sienna and green. I've been out of step out. What do you mean, Amisha? It's gonna be a weird color with the green in. I like how different cobalt blue and ultramarine are in M-gram. I'll have to check that out. I don't use my M-gram paints enough. Always bums me out that I don't use them more. Which yellow did you get from Art Snack, Trisha Cat? Takabu says, I can get the lovely periwinkle blue with just a touch of white mixed with the cobalt blue. Or you could use just the cobalt blue diluted if you want a more transparent option. It's one of those days where I forget some little things, like going on a video chat without plugging in my headset before. Aww. Are you tired, Misha? But yeah, otherwise I know what you're talking about. Hansa Yellow Deep, basic but pretty. Oh, that's pretty. It's the color I have in this palette, though I don't know if it's the same pigment. So what are you guys up to today? Man, orange is a really pretty color. It's a bit red for an orange, so I'm not entirely sure why they named it that, but I've just been playing video games this entire time. What game? I'm updating the results of handmade paints. Now yours and does. Ooh! Ooh, that's exciting, Lena. Yay! Thank you so much for adding in my paints to the database. I hope you did well. Amisha says I'm heading off to babysit this weekend again. Aw, that's great. Jill says I'm working on a piece for an art journaling class. Ooh. How does that work out? The class, is it like 1 day per week? What kind of class is it? I have nothing planned except be worried about how we're going to work out my tuition due. Ooh. Yeep. Good luck. I had all good paints. Oh, thank you. Your paints did very well. Ooh, I'll have to go check that out. I'm super curious about that. Smite. I just drew fan art for my fav character Persephone. Steven. What's that first thing? Nope. Doing some outfit studies using one of my OCs, watching Sailor Moon, and playing one of my favorite Japanese games, Fate Grand Order. Ooh. Okay, so Jill says there's 3 or so pre-recorded lessons posted each month. Okay. And you can do them whenever you feel like it. Ooh, that sounds really nice. I love it when classes are made in a way that it's easier for people to manage the time around it. It's kind of a nice skin tone color. Yin did very well in the light fastness test, by the way. Ooh! Psychology is slang for kinesiology or exercise physiology or similar. Ooh! I kind of prefer kinesiology or exercise physiology. Psychology sounds just... It sounds a bit like something that would be useless, if you know what I mean. Well, I mean, kinesio and they're so helpful. But you know how jock is this jock and all that, it's the word we use to describe jocks, and they don't come across as the most Like it's not necessarily a good way to come across. If that makes sense. But kinesiology is awesome. If it's the same as the French for it. I am a trainer, I am learning. That's really cool. I had never heard that the jockology like used, perhaps because it doesn't really have an equivalent in French. But the gym I used to go is in a school, and it's connected to a physiotherapy chain of clinic chain. So they are really awesome to sort of help you not hurt yourself when you exercise. Really like it, but haven't gone to a gym in years. And the clinic, well, chuck is slang for athlete. I never heard that before. Like I said, mostly because I don't think there's an equivalent in French, really. Is that the color I wanted? I don't think it is. Trying to think if we have a slang for athlete. I don't think we do. I'm gonna finish this mixing. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna finish this line of mixes, and then I think I'm gonna call it a day. An issue with having the clinic closed or like harder to access to is that I've kind of hurt my neck and can't really get it fixed, so it's minor, but it's just annoying, and live stream sessions are not the most helpful thing I can do because I always have to turn my head like this way to look at the chat. So I gotta be careful and do some stretches after. Even if I often forget about that. Like, dang it, you forgot your stretches again. My day just got infinitely better. I'm eating two ice creams. Which ones? It feels like athlete or kinesiology doesn't have the same negative possible connotations. You're lost. Well, it's like Lee said. It's like being a native French speaker, the only times I've seen jock used was in a derogatory way. Like exactly like the dumb jocks in high school. So it's kind of weird to see that word in context, in other contexts. Anyway. So I'll be eventually making a review of those two. But there's like a lot of reviews on my to-do list. Yeah, I will eventually do more. I have other pieces of scrap paper, but It's always fun to do those. And I don't like mixing charts. I think you know that. But I think it's really sometimes really useful to do like a series of swatchings mixing two colors at various intensities. Sometimes you can stumble upon something you wouldn't have thought, and if you do just a mixing chart, I don't know about you guys, but when I do the mixed color, I always try to aim for like the middle between the two colors. Sometimes we can mix up stuff, you can miss out on mixes that are super interesting. Yeah, I saw a kinesiologist once because I had a bursitis, and that was really interesting. Like, she was like, oh well, when you walk, your whole like pelvis bone is tilted. And I was like, what, really? Like, not tilted in the usual walking movement, but specifically more tilted on one side. And she had some sort of tape like they put on the band-aids, and she kind of taped my pelvis back into place, and it was really interesting to see the difference. The only issue that I came across was that I was allergic to the glue, and I couldn't keep the tape for the first time she put it on. I could keep it for like half a day, and then she put it on again, and within a few hours I had to take it off. I'm like, what do you put in that glue, people? Ah! So yeah. All right. So if you guys have any more questions, now would be the time to ask them. Otherwise, this will be the end of today's live stream. And I thank you very much for being here today and for spending some time with me, with us. And again, if you are not familiar with the Discord, feel free to join that up. Link is in the description. It's a really fun place where we all chat all the time about various things, and it's a pretty cool place and very resourceful and helpful. Is it? Yeah, I can. It's not. Oh, it's mostly dry. Like, it's still wet, but there's no puddle of water anymore. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, no worries, guys. And I think we see a bit better on the brown now that it's dried, that there are some parts that are a tiny bit bluish. Well, maybe not on camera, but in person I can see it. Grubby. I'll set one aside for you, Jill. I'm super glad you guys liked the first one. It's nice and not rubbing off, which is what I was testing. Even if it's not super fully dry yet. Deadass. That's such a funny expression. I mean, what? Alright guys, so stay safe, be careful, and we will see each other next weekend and on the Discord. So thank you for being here again, and I hope you have a great weekend, and take care. Bye bye.